We are halfway through the Simulation Football League's 11th season as week 7 rolls on from the eye of the storm in Alaska. Today, the Alaska Storm hosts the Vancouver Legion. The Storm are sitting pretty at 6-0 undefeated, and the Legion are at 2-4, but with just a game and a half separating third from seventh in the Western Conference. Every game feels like a playoff game to every team in the conference. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Truillo. Joining me in the booth today is Levant Mercer. Levant, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to you. This is seeming to be a very key matchup in the Western Conference today.
We're about to go down to the field for the coin toss. Captains for Alaska, Ron Cochran, Optimus Klein, meeting Cody Hill, the halfback for Vancouver at midfield. Big crowd in today in Anchorage. Coming to the end of summer, we start heading towards fall here across North America. Vancouver gets the ball first after the coin toss. The kicker, Brad Breshett, has the ball on the tee. He's got his hand in the air. The whistle goes, and it's game on from the eye here in Alaska. Ball returned out from the goal line. A monster kick from Breshett. And it's returned up to the 23-yard line, and that is where Vancouver will get the ball first, and here is their starting offense. The quarterback is Mark Biddix. The running back is Cody Hill. The fullback is Ivan Sanchez. The wide receivers are Brett Killian and Trevor Farrell. That was Major Key on the kickoff return, and Biddix will start under center, a receiver each side, two in the backfield. He'll hand it off on first down and running around the outside and getting to the edge. There goes. Oh, wow, all the way up past midfield and down to the Alaska 48-yard line. Cody Hill, what a run on first down.
What a run indeed, and that's what he's going to need to do all game if the Legion have any chance in this one. As you see here, perfect power road to the outside here. Perfect blocks. And when you have your blocks like that and they can't break through contain, you know he's going to be gone like that.
That immediately sets the Legion up inside Alaska territory. One play, now 30 yards, and on offset eye on 1st and 10, now inside Alaska territory. Alaska, I'll finish that thought here in a minute. It's a flare out to Hill. Hill, no. There was a block that was missed somewhere out there, and he got driven to the ground after only 4 yards. The Storm wearing their dark blue helmets, red jerseys, red pants, light blue trim and numbers today. And the Vancouver went all black on the road with white numbers and highlights. Here's 2nd down and 6 from the 44-yard line. Two receivers right, one to the left. First pass of the game from Biddix upcoming. He pumps. He had a man in his face. He throws, and he underthrew the route and almost had it picked off.
Now, it was a very interesting call by Alaska there to send what looks to be 8 men on that play. Covered, absolutely trusting their secondary there to make the play, and they did.
Alex Dominguez had all the pressure in the world on Brett Killian. I think I'll give him an assist on that incomplete pass. And now in the shotgun goes Biddix, and he'll rifle it over the middle into coverage, and that pass is caught. First down up to the Alaska 33-yard line. Trevor Farrell coming across the middle and making a great grab.
Trevor Farrell is one of the unsung heroes for the Vancouver Legion this season, and we'll look to see him featured more often in this offense this week.
I'll get you the Alaska defense here in a second after this play. First down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Biddix out to Hill in the flat. He'll pick up 4 yards after the catch. Here's the Alaska defense. The safeties are Ryan Tobin and Evan Carroll. The corner is Ryan Davidson. The linebackers are Andrew Francis and DJ Majesty. And the defensive tackle is none other than Big Sexy himself, Alex Dominguez.
Seems as though Cody Hill is injured on that play.
Maybe just taking a play off on the sideline. 2nd down and 6. Sanchez in the part of the offset eye, but Biddix is going to throw. Short drop, chips it short. And that pass is caught by Brett Killian. Gain of 4, 3rd and 2 coming up.
Kind of like the more West Coast approach Vancouver's going out with this week. It seems to be working so far early on in this game and this drive.
Important conversion coming up here. 3rd down and 2. Let's see if the Alaska defense stays strong. They've got 5 men up on the line, and they're going to send a bunch. And here it goes right up the middle. 1st down and more for the running back. And it's not Cody, and it's not Cody Hill. It's the backup. That is Myron Jackson, 6 foot 232 pounds. The Cody Hill continues to be on the sideline, and if Jackson continues to play like that, he might stay there. Now here's 1st down and 10 in the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone at the 12-yard line. Another handoff to Jackson running left side, and he'll lose a yard, as this time the defense was ready for it.
I'm not sure if he's taking plays off, as you said. Like, he might be legitimately hurt. We don't know. We don't have the report on it yet.
Maybe I'm... games that I broadcast, the lead running back for a team just gets hurt early on. We saw that last week in the game I called. We had King Jack Washington come in and do some damage off the bench. Biddix, end zone. Oh, he's not going to get there. Brett Killian made the catch at the 2-yard line. They're going to give him the 1st down. He thought he could go into the end zone, but it was a great solo tackle out there. And on the replay, I think we're going to see who made it.
And here, again, we got to give props to Killian on that wonderful grab there. I mean, that ball looked overthrown for a second, but he reached out and snagged it.
I couldn't see who made the tackle on that play, so we're just going to give it up to the entire Alaska secondary for a great solo tackle. But 1st down and goal at the 2-yard line. Jackson still in the ball game. He's going to get the ball, go straight up the middle and crushed at the line of scrimmage. Great tackle in the hole. DJ Majesty coming up from the linebacker spot and laying the hit.
I'm not so sure that Vancouver wants to keep testing that side of the line in particular, but we'll see what they do on this play.
2nd down and goal. They're going to go to the arm of Biddix, and he's going to be sacked. Alex Dominguez. Well, the offensive line found a good restaurant in town and all went out to dinner. And Dominguez grabs his 1st sack of the night.
You just gotta see how he just hits them with that great stab and just shoves that center out of his way. Straight to the quarterback there.
Now 3rd and goal all the way back at the 9-yard line. Biddix is going to have to pull some magic out of the hat here. Short drop. He's down again. Oh, it's Dominguez again. 2 plays, 2 sacks, and from the 2 to the 12.
It's just 2nd verse, same as the 1st, except a whole lot wider and a whole lot worse. Burst through again and just hit him real hard that time.
There is Eric Walsh. It's still going to be a chip shot field goal for the contract kicker. Both of these teams have contract kickers this season. And the kick is away. And it's right down Main Street from 28 yards. So a good opening drive for the Legion. 5:53 to go 1st quarter. Vancouver 3, Alaska nothing. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us.
There's something I want to pinpoint exactly on that kick there. Yeah, that's the 3rd time they're getting inside pressure. Even on the kick, they might need to take a look at that.
And now, Walsh has the ball on the tee. And we'll see how Alaska responds to getting pretty much kicked in the mouth early as the return weaves through some defenders out to the 31-yard line. That's Jeff Como, the wide receiver, on the return. Here is the Alaska offense. The quarterback is Ron Cochran. The fullback is Jason Williams. Wide receivers are Jeff Como, Robert Merrill, and Optimus Klein. And this drive is going to be really important to see how Alaska responds to the first drive, but how Vancouver's defense is prepared this week in practice, and it's straight up to the middle to the fullback, Williams. Wow. 11 yards and a first down.
Well, this power running game that they have with the fullback all season has just been confounding defenses. Here it is again. When you have a clear hole like that one, Williams is just going to have all day to run.
Here is the Vancouver defense. The safeties are Markim Lopez and Marquise Reed. The corners are Major Key and Trey Lawson. The linebacker is Frank Champion, and the defensive tackle is Franco Sonati. Cochran, first pass of the game, and the southpaw was hit as he threw, and that pass went straight into the dirt. Leroy Jenkins from the defensive end spot got the pressure.
This is just what happens when the offensive line loses his man. I mean, he just absolutely didn't know where he was going, stunted to the right of him, and got to the quarterback.
So seems both offensive lines have had a slow start tonight. Here's another full-back dive from Williams, and he's going to be brought down after a 4-yard struggle, and we will not see Cody Hill again in the game. Broken finger. And it's going to be all up to Myron Jackson.
And depending on how you look at it, I mean, that could be taken two ways. Could be that we have another King Jack Washington situation. Could be that we don't.
It's going to be very telling what Vancouver decides to do as Cochran goes deep down the middle of the field, tipped up in the air and picked off. There was about 6 black jerseys in the vicinity, and the Legion have the ball back. The ball eventually ended up in the hands of Trey Lawson, who gets the pick.
Wonderful play by the rookie here. Let's look at it again. The whole defense, the whole secondary was just involved on this play right there. A little game of hot potato there, but in the end, Lawson gets the grab there, and now the Vancouver Legion have the ball again.
Markim Lopez made the initial contact with the football that batted it up in the air, and basically everybody was there, as we said. Everybody that was not an offensive lineman was probably in the vicinity and would have made the interception, but it fell to Lawson, and now Biddix under pressure in his 3rd sack in 3 plays. A hat trick of sacks in the first quarter for Alex Dominguez. What's happening right now?
I don't know, but get your party hats out, folks, or whatever types of hats you got, because 3 sacks in the first quarter already.
The offensive line wasn't ready, and offensive lines are rarely ready for the kind of pressure that Dominguez brings up the middle. Biddix is going to have to throw again. 2nd down and 16, floats it up over the middle. That's a fantastic catch. A penalty flag flies as Killian hauls it in. Just about towards midfield is probably where they'll spot the ball, but let's see what the flag is. Oh, late hit against the Storm. Evan Carroll came on a quarterback blitz and got there a little too late, so that's really going to hurt Alaska's chances on this drive.
Well, not only that, but it's a strange little call there. I mean, like, he came just like a second too late. You know, sometimes that's just enough for the referee to call that type of penalty.
I did speak incorrectly there. I thought he came on a blitz, but he arrived late to the catch. And now Biddix, he was under pressure, got hit as he threw, but he floated it out of the backfield to Jackson. Jackson picks up 5 yards and nodding his head a little bit there, getting into the rhythm of the game now. 2nd down and 5 from the Alaska 32.
Oh, well, a lot. Good.
We've seen a lot more of an efficient Vancouver offense, especially in the last 2 weeks at the beginning of the season. They picked up a win last week against Denver. As this ball is floated out to the far side, and barely not getting upfield is Trevor Farrell. He makes his 2nd catch of the game, 3rd and inches coming up from the 27-yard line.
Sometimes it just seems like Vancouver can't catch a break with where they get spotted the ball or whether they get regarded inbounds or not. It's always strange to see, honestly.
I mean, maybe they should just stop throwing it to the sidelines. I don't know. Offset eye on 3rd down and inches. Do they trust Myron Jackson here? No. Biddix to throw to Jackson out of the backfield. He's got some room to run, and he's got a 1st down up to the 22-yard line. Gain of 6 yards on the play. Reset the chains. And Vancouver, a second impressive drive in a row here in the 1st quarter.
I kind of like the way that they're coming out. They're coming out with a lot of short passes. They have a lot of blitz beaters that they're calling, and it seems to be working so far.
Biddix, pressure, down he goes again. A 4th sack of the game, and Alex Dominguez is there again, and he hits the home run.
You just can't bring enough for him. You can bring 2, you can bring 3, you can bring 4 linemen on him. It doesn't matter. This man is going to tear him up, tear up the quarterback, tear up the field, tear up wherever he's at. This man is an absolute beast.
Defensive end Pierre Lyon probably has a case for a half sack on that one too. He was right there. And now on 2nd down and 14, they need to get almost down to the 10-yard line for a first. He's going to check it down, and that's a Cody Hill sighting. He's back in the game off the bench. So he's taped up his hand and is going to try and tough it out.
Well, another thing that needs to tough it out is actually seeing down the field. I don't know what Biddix was doing there. He seemed to throw it straight at the helmet of the O-line there.
Now 3rd down and 14. 3 receivers right, single left. Biddix looking, moving. Down he goes, and that might be out of field goal range. All the way back at the 33-yard line. 4th and 21 coming up, and, well, the commentators curse. I said a good drive was happening, and then it immediately turned the other way.
Well, not only that, but I mean, I have to just say it's obvious why players are getting hurt in this game. They're not protecting their key assets back there. You have a quarterback, running back that are just getting beat up all day so far, just because they're not getting any assistance, any help. You gotta help your.
That wasn't the best punt from Jess Kingston. Went out of bounds at the 14-yard line, and here comes the Alaska offense. Cochran threw a deep pick. They got 1 first down and then threw a pick on the 2nd set of downs. And this time they're starting from well back of the place they started before. Let's see what Alaska's got on their 2nd drive. Here's Williams up the middle for 3 yards on 1st down. Running hard between the tackles.
I'm not too sure Alaska's really worried about what happened on the 1st drive. You know, Cochran is a very seasoned veteran in this league, and he knows how to shake these things off. You know, Alaska's going to stick to their game plan, and they're going to get it going somehow, some way.
One of the most prolific offenses in the league, second only to Queen City in terms of total points scored in the SFL, and no other team even comes close to those two. As over the middle into double coverage. What a grab. Great catch over the middle. Like, who made that catch? I can't. Oh, here we go. It is
Jason Julian.
Jason Julian, the running back. Not used much in the running game, as they mostly use Williams. Sorry, that was the tight end, and here's a play action. Cochran going down the sideline. That pass is caught and shaken off a tackler is Jeff Como. He gets all the way up to the Alaska 46. We're down to 10 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. Well, that broke it open a little bit.
Like, honestly, as we just see here, he absolutely just saved the play there, Lopez did, because if he would have got it beat on that play, Como would have had eyes for 6 there.
The clock is going to run out here on the 1st quarter as the referee blows his whistle. We've reached the end of the first 11 minutes. It's gone by in a flash. Legion 3, Storm nothing. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. We'd like to thank Richards Printworks, the official gear provider of the Simulation Football League. We'll switch sides of the field for the 2nd quarter. 1st down for Alaska from their own 46-yard line. Handoff. Williams up the middle, shakes one tackle and gets 6 yards on first down. Alaska in their red jerseys, red pants, dark blue helmets, and light blue trim, going right to left, left to right rather, in this second quarter. And be visiting Vancouver Legion in all black with white numbers and highlights, going right to left. And second down and 4. Split backs in the backfield. Cochran going to throws quickly to the near side. That pass is complete, and with room to run after the catch, first down for Stanley Nordellis. There is the running back that's not really used much in the run, but he is used out in the flat sometimes, just like that.
And, you know, if you have a power fullback like Alaska does, I mean, it makes sense to use your running back as a receiving tool, don't you think? I think so.
It makes a lot of sense, and Alaska have ridden it to a 6-game winning streak as a chip out to the far side, and that pass is complete for a gain of only 2 yards as Optimus Klein makes his first catch of the game.
It's just something to keep an eye on, is that when you're looking at West Coast offenses that go against each other, you might seem to think, well, they're not really doing much. It's a matter of increments. Game of inches is sort of game like this can be.
Alaska has a way, though, of really breaking scores open in the second half, or right now is down the middle of the field. Cochran fires a dart. Big first down to the 22-yard line, and Optimus Klein hauls in another catch.
It's always going to be plays just like this one that define exactly what I mean. I mean, you start in the middle, start short and in the medium, slots right there, and then you just get a pass a little further than where you usually go. The defense isn't ready for it, and Klein gets a nice catch there.
Markim Lopez was the first man to make the stop on Klein after the catch. First down and 10 from the 22-yard line now, just 2 yards away from the all-important red zone. Handoff up the middle, and into the red zone goes Jason Williams. He's got a 6-yard gain, and I mean, if you can get 4 to 6 yards every time you touch the football, that's a pretty productive game as a back.
I think part of that is honestly where the fullback lines up before the play. They're so close to the line that once they start going, they have quicker access to the holes that are being made.
Second down and 4, another handoff, wide open up the middle goes Jason Williams. First down and goal coming up from the 5, and there was nobody there after he broke past the offensive line.
Let's just look at it again. That hole probably only lasted a second long, but based on where he was, and with his talent level, his speed, his burst, he'll make it through every time. Just a little, like, stealth there. Really a stealthy back, honestly.
Stanley Hudson reached back and made the tackle that saved the touchdown there for Vancouver, but the backs are up against the wall here. Cochran looking, end zone, tipped and almost intercepted. Vic Browers had a hand on it, as did Trey Lawson, who already has a pick today, but neither of them could bring it down. Second down and goal.
I think it's just in that case the pressure gets to them. I mean, I really don't understand how to explain how two players drop the ball like that, other than just not being ready for it.
And that means Cochran has another chance to pass to the end zone, caught at the goal line and not going to get there. It was a great effort by Jeff Como, but it's once again Trey Lawson, who's had a great start to this game, who comes up with the tackle. They're a yard short, third down and goal.
As I mentioned 2 weeks ago, when it comes to Vancouver, they always like to send 2 or more men to the ball to carry. So as soon as someone has it, there's always 2 or 3 defenders right on it.
The way this game has gone, you expect to see a Jason Williams touchdown, and he got the ball, and he powers through, put it on the board. Alaska scores the first touchdown of the game via Jason Williams.
Well, you definitely did call it there. Again, I just feel like you're taking my prophecies away from me. I guess you're the prophet now. But here we have Williams again, just a little clogged up, kind of got stuck there, but, you know, powered through, muscled through, and got the score.
For about a half second, I thought Franco Sinati was going to stop him short. but he bounced off the tackle, found a tiny gap, and made it into the end zone. Alaska goes up, potentially 7-3, extra point on the way from Brad Bretchett. And it is up and through with 7:37 to go in the first half of the ball game. Alaska 7, Vancouver 3. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. So, Levant, we've had about a quarter and a half to watch these teams play. Give me your initial thoughts about how the game's going so far.
I just feel like both teams are just going down their script of their playbook and their game plan so far, and they're just trying to feel each other out so far, and it's reflected in the scoreline and in the stats so far.
And if I could, 2 words to sum up the first quarter and a half of this game: big and sexy. Because Alex Dominguez has been all over the Vancouver offense so far.
And I think that's really the key figure and why the score is what it is. When you can shut down 4 plays like that and not give Vancouver a chance, it's pretty rough.
First down and 10 for the Vancouver 24, courtesy of the return by Major Key. Biddix going long on first down, and it's intercepted. Big pick on the play. Evan Carroll, and he's going to go back down the sideline. Oh, and he's tackled at the 15-yard line. It was eventually Brandon Robertson, the tackle, that brought him down, and Evan Carroll flips the field and flips the script.
This was just an ill-advised throw here. The receiver wasn't at all open in any sense of the word, and Carroll just had an easy give me right there.
I thought for a second he was going to return it all the way to the house, but I think he'll take the 15-yard line right there. And now you have a Vancouver defense who's a little tired. They just had to sit through a long drive where they got scored on. Now they're back out on the field in their own red zone, and they got to do it all again. Trips left, nothing to the right. And Cochran going to throw out to the far side, and wide open is Klein. He'll tap the toes, then get out of bounds for 4 yards.
I guess I'll get into a point I wanted to make for a while now. This is Major Key's first week returning kicks. He's also a key figure of that defense, so he's on double duty so far, and not quite used to it. I'm sure he's up to the challenge, but might also be affecting that defense.
Offset I, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Second down and 6, and right up the middle this time. Williams gets nothing as he is collapsed on by Stanley Hudson and Vic Bowers.
That's in those situations, you realize the angle that Williams will be coming from, and you just send a blitz in that gap to shut it down. I like the move there.
Third down and 6 now. They can get a first down inside the 5. Handoff. Oh, no, it's a play action going to the end zone, and it's Optimus Klein is going to be 3 yards short, rather, but it is going to be a first down and goal from the 3.
It's not something that you see very often here in the SFL. Most teams don't like running a play action, but when your running game is as efficient as Alaska is, it's another just weapon they can use in the passing game.
We've seen a couple of play-action plays out of Alaska already. I think that might have been the third one of the game, and now from the 3-yard line, Cochran over the middle, wide open, put it on the board, touchdown Alaska. They have broken this game open here in the second quarter.
This is what you want to do with those possessions that you get given. You get those chances, you get an absolutely wide open receiver there, and that's just a lapse by Vancouver. When you're in the end zone, in the red zone, you have to cover the center, the middle of the red zone, especially. Teams like using crossing routes and all kinds of different routes. The seam in that case was just so wide open, I'm just shocked, honestly.
Kick is on the way and good. The extra point by Brad Bretchett, and Jeff Como hauled in that touchdown. That was his first touchdown of the year. So, a great accomplishment for him in Week 7, and Alaska now up 14-3. So, a interception by Evan Jarrell is a gift for the Alaska Storm and a German gift for the Vancouver Legion.
That may very well have been the case, but returning to Como for a moment, I mean, it's not as if he doesn't make contributions for the team. He is one of the most targeted receivers for them this season. Just doesn't seem to get his number called when it comes to the red zone.
I mean, and you need those receivers who will, be momentum receivers. They make a catch, get you 5-6 yards, be consistent, and Jeff Como is one of those guys. And Vancouver now back on the field. Biddix looking, throwing. Oh, that was tipped in the air and almost intercepted as it was way underthrown. Intended for Jonathan Sanchez out there by the first down marker as Hernandez knocks the ball away.
It's just one of those moments that you just need to get your footing, set yourself, and then get a little more loft on the ball. The idea of the pass was fine. The way it was delivered definitely wasn't.
6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Alaska leads Vancouver 14-3 in the second quarter. Two receivers each side, hand off up the middle to Hill, and Hill will grab 3 yards. I think that's his first run after being out of the game for an injury for the second half of the first quarter and the first half of the second.
It seems they're more wary on using him now ever since that occurred. I understand why, but at the same time, it was working for them earlier, and you see where they are now.
Oh, Biddix going down again. Another sack. 5 sacks for Alex Dominguez in the first half today. And now, 4th and 10, and Jess Kingston has to come out again.
You know what's very interesting about that stat is I feel like each of those 5 tackles were only just those sacks. It might be obvious to the viewer, but being honest, hey, I mean, you would take those types of tackles every day of the week.
I mean, if I played defensive line and all my tackles were sacks, I'd take that too. As the return is going to set Alaska up at their own 44-yard line. Good return by Como. And now we're seeing kind of what has plagued Vancouver this season, a kind of anemic offense towards the middle of the game. We were talking before the game and mentioned how Vancouver hasn't scored more than 20 points this season. So theoretically, Alaska's only 7 points away from putting this game out of reach. Trips left, single right. They're going to go out of the backfield and 2 yards on first down to the far side for Stanley Nordellis.
So, to go off of that point, the Alaska Storm this season have 209 points for and 95 against. The Vancouver Legion have 75 in contrast for and 92 against.
Cochran flanked by receivers. It's going to be a delayed handoff up the middle. And Jason Williams will get 7 yards. Or 5 yards. They get a 3rd down and 3 as I attempt to do math correctly.
The only math that's being done correctly here is going forward 5 yards per carry. That's just stupendous.
Cochran on 3rd down and 3, wide open on the far side of the field. Tap the toes and get a first down for Optimus Klein. He's been very efficient receiving the ball tonight.
I guess that's like if I was going to put how they've been playing in one word.
Oh, Vancouver challenging. Andy Hamilton says, "Hey, I want you to take a second look at that."
So that's a very interesting thing for them to do. As I mentioned earlier, they don't really have the best of luck with these sort of challenges or situations, but we'll look at it again.
That's close. And I couldn't really see the foot because of the score bug at the bottom of the screen, but we'll see what the ref has to say. And Andy Hamilton wins a challenge.
Well, that in the same sentence hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, but it's usually Vancouver's receivers being called out of bounds. This time, Alaska will have to punt the ball, and it's a big challenge because it means Vancouver holds and the offense gets to come back out on the field before halftime.
And this is a big momentum push for them, honestly.
June Tutu with the punt. It's a booming punt and only returned up to about the 12-yard line by Major Key. Or no, that's, Major Key doing the punts. I thought I saw 25 there, but he's number 23. And now if you're Vancouver, how do you kind of work your offense around the Dominguez problem and get back in this game? And I'm sure you'll tell me after this first down and 10. As Biddick stands in the pocket, has to move, throws it short to Sanchez, and Sanchez will get no yards on a broken play. And I guess it's better than a sack.
Well, it's better than a sack, especially when you gain yards there. I don't know how many particularly, because we still have a little, challenge bar with the down and distances, but,
It looks like he might have gained a yard, if anything. 2nd down and 9. And Biddick's over the middle. Caught! Oh, what a grab! Hauled in by Trevor Farrell. He's made a couple of big catches already tonight. That one for about 17 yards and a first down out to the 36-yard line.
And that right there sometimes is the problem when it comes with the blitz, is that you just don't have enough men to, just keep an eye on those receivers there. And Farrell just had an open zone to go in to.
All right, formation on 1st down and 10. Got to get the ball out of the way. Oh, Cody Hill got crushed right at the original line of scrimmage. And this is what the dominant defensive line, it's not just Klein, it's everybody else down there on the D-line for Alaska, is putting so much pressure on Biddick. Almost every play is a broken play where he's scrambling to find a receiver. 2nd down and 10 from the 36-yard line. Legion at all black going right to left here in the second quarter. 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the half. Check down to Hill, and Hill will lose 3 yards. Just nothing open downfield.
Okay, so now to finally get to what you've asked me. The sort of things that you do against pressure are almost a bit counterintuitive. You would want to do those short passes they've been trying to do, some screens, shotgun, where you're, 7 or so yards away. Like here.
He is in the shotgun on 3rd and 13, but that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Alaska 14, Vancouver 3. Michael Truillo, Levant Mercer in the booth on a Sunday evening in Alaska. Now, Biddick back under center. 2-step drop, pressure in his face, and he got chopped down again. This time it's not Dominguez again this time. This time
it's Pierre Leon.
Pierre Leon, who had a case for a half sack earlier, didn't get it. This time it's all his.
And this year is just that this offensive line literally has gone out to lunch and is looking for something to keep themselves hale and hearty out there, because they obviously are not paying attention to the defensive line. They're getting just absolutely wrecked on every play.
Now 4th down and 17. Here's Kingston again. Gonna punt from his own about 17 or 18-yard line, it looks like, which is gonna set the Storm up with 3 timeouts in a good position to maybe get some more points before the half. The punt is away. Returned up to the 41-yard line is where they'll spot it by Como. Bob Vance was the up man making the tackle for Vancouver, and Alaska's had a great second half on the points spread, but just looking at them from play to play, they haven't really been as dominant as you think they would be looking at the score. And maybe that'll give Vancouver a little bit of hope going into the second half, and Cochran flips it out to Williams, and Williams gets 2 yards on first down. And they'll go up-tempo with the offense here, keeping in that trips right, single left. Cochran under center set. Another play action. Cochran to the first down marker. Caught, but not out past the marker. That pass was hauled in by Jason Julian, the tight end. And it's 3rd down and inches and stops the clock with 53 seconds to go.
It's just because Alaska has a very, very efficient offense. They go down the field on each of their drives. They use all 3 of their downs.
Now they're going to set up 3 receivers left. None to the right. Cochran down the field in double coverage. Tipped in the air and incomplete. Major Key was in the vicinity. Also, Markin Lopez was there.
That just seems like a common theme this season. When a team tries to go just one play out of their element, it just seems to not work. And right there, he just threw into multiple coverage there. What a wonderful leap there by Mark Lopez, showing some great athleticism to jump up and swat that ball away.
We have a score stream out-of-town scoreboard update. Mexico City leads San Francisco 13-10 at the half. That's the other game going on right now. And, there are 2 other games going on right now. We'll get to the other score after this play. 3rd down and inches, first down. Jason Williams with the pass out of the backfield. Lassa calls their first timeout of the half. The other game going on right now is Atlanta and Tulsa, and the Desperados lead the Swarm 10-3 as they play in the second quarter, rather. That is the out-of-town scoreboard update brought to you by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the SFL. Find it on the Android and iPhone app stores. Cochran, short over the middle. That pass is hauled in. 6 yards on the play by Nordellis. Another catch for the running back, and 4 wide on 2nd and 4. Cochran again, short, same play to Nordellis over the middle. This time they get a first down, and another timeout puts them on the edge of field goal range at the 33-yard line.
But just look at this again here. When you have no one covering you at all on a short pass like that, you're a great receiving back like Nordellis is, you trust him to get down the field like this. Move those chains.
And a reminder that Alaska gets the ball after halftime, so they could really turn the screws here. Even just 3 points before the half. First down and 10, 25 seconds to go. Cochran looking, throwing, caught down the middle of the field, first down to the 20-yard line. Alaska has 1 timeout yet, but they won't use it. 16 seconds left to go. As Cochran will get back up to the line, quickly snap it with 12 seconds to go. Fires over the middle, caught down to the 10-yard line, and now Alaska will call their final timeout with 8 seconds.
I was get to the point that I actually really wanted to make is here we have to understand that Vancouver actually has the 3rd best pass defense in the league, only allowing 211 passing yards.
And now a chip shot field goal to end the half by Brad Brechin. And he could put Alaska up by more points. Set it's right down Main Street from 26 yards. 5 seconds to go in the second, so they'll kick it off, and that'll be about it. It's Alaska 17, Vancouver 3. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Major Key back to receive now. Could he potentially break out a big return here with 5 seconds left in the first half? From his own goal line up to the 10, 15-20, spin move, a penalty flag flies, the clock hits 0 as he's stopped up at about the 22-yard line. Good kick return coverage by the Storm. Let's see what the flag is. And it is it's clipping against the Legion. It won't really matter as we come to the end of the first half. Cade Stevens.
Oh, it's Cade Stevens again.
The much maligned Legion player. That's the end of the first half. Alaska 17, Legion 3. Can the Legion stage a comeback in the second half? We'll be back after the break. This is the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Eye of the Storm in Anchorage, Alaska. We're just about set to go for the second half of SFL Week 7 action between the Alaska Storm and the Vancouver Legion. The Storm leads 17-3 going into the second half. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Michael Truillo. Joining me in the booth today is Levant Mercer. Andy Hamilton is on stats tonight, and if you want to get more involved with the Simulation Football League, be more than a player and a fan, contact Scott LaRue on Discord to find out how you can become part of our live stats team. It's easy, it's fun, and it helps our broadcasters shine that much brighter. And as we go into the second half, Vancouver's looking to shine a little bit brighter than they did in the first, Levant.
That's the case. That's the case right now, and for them, honestly, they just need to find some way to defeat the pressure that they're facing.
Alaska starts at their own 29-yard line, courtesy of Jeff Como return. Cochran on first down, short pass over the middle to Klein. Klein will gain 6 yards before he's finally chopped to the ground by Major Key.
And this feels like one of those games where one big play or two over the course of the second half will really demarcate where this game's going to end up going forward.
Second down and 4. Alaska in the all-red jerseys with blue helmets and light blue trim going right to left in the third quarter. Cochran wide open, and did he get the first down? No, that was Stanley Nordellis out of the backfield making the catch in the flat. Good pursuit to the football by Key and prevents the first down. 3rd and inches coming up.
Good pursuit to the football is something that's very synonymous with the Vancouver Legion. You'll see plays like that out of most of their defense more often than not.
2 receivers right, none to the left. Cochran flanked by 2, but he's going to throw on 3rd down and inches. They're going to run the same play they did, and it's going to get him a first down as Jason Williams was in all sorts of space to the near side. First down and 10, Alaska up to their own 41-yard line.
I mean, Ron Cochran so far
We've got another challenge here, Levant. Sorry to cut you off, but Andy Hamilton is going all out with the red flag today, as we're going to see if Williams caught that pass in bounds.
I'm going to say he just barely did. Let's look at it again. It seems like he may have just had exactly... Yeah, I think he's in.
I think that's in bounds. I agree. Let's see what the referee has to say about it.
The play stands. The pass was complete. The
And Andy Hamilton will lose the challenge, lose a timeout, and this early in the second half, when you're potentially, if things go your way, looking at a close finish to the end of the game, that could hurt you coming down the stretch.
And being down as much as they are, if they end up making the game close, that might come back to haunt them.
And it does mean a first down for Alaska at the 41-yard line. And here is Cochran going down the middle. One-handed catch by Optimus Klein for 9 yards on first down. All right, not Optimus Klein, Robert Merrill. Take nothing away from Robert Merrill. That was a fantastic catch.
Sometimes you just got to go up and just show off your talent in games like this where, not much is going on. You got to just got to remind the fans that there's still a game going on,
3 receivers far side to the right of Cochran. He'll take a 5-step drop, fire down the middle of the field into one-on-one coverage. Did he hang on to that? Oh my goodness, he did. Down to the Vancouver 30-yard line. Wow. And Trey Lawson's going to get the highlight on this play, but that was really just a fabulous catch by Optimus Klein, and his ability to get the foot down, one of the best in the league.
Well, not only that, but he's probably one of the best vertical threats in the entire league, as you saw how just monstrous he is in 50-50 ball situations like that.
That is why he has lasted so long in the SFL, especially for this Alaska team. He's really been a huge part of this organization the last few seasons, including their championship run from last year. As an 8-yard pass over the middle on first down will hit Jason Julian.
The one thing I am really keeping an eye on is that so far Alaska spread the ball around quite effectively.
Offset eye behind Cochran. He's going to give the ball to Williams, and Williams didn't get there. He only gained 1 yard. He needed 2. Stanley Hudson and Franco Sonati combined to bring him down, along with Frank Champion on the linebacker spot.
You got to go down the line here. Klein's had 8 targets with 6 catches. Merrill's had 3 targets with 2 catches. Como's had 4, caught all 4, and Julian and some of the others, are doing their part. It's very efficient.
Alaska, an extremely efficient offense as Cochran in between 2 defenders, a laser beam again down to the 11-yard line. Another catch picked up by Jeff Como. And they're going to be down to the inside, the SFL presented by APM Music Red Zone down to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, now if you're Vancouver here, you got to be doing what you've done all game. Bend and don't break. Just don't let them get more than 3 here.
Cochran looking, end zone over the middle. They get the first down inside the 1. Como didn't get the ball across the goal line. Frank Champion did his very best to stop them from getting in the end zone, but it is going to be first down and goal from inside the 1 here.
That's just like the 3rd time Vancouver's just found some way to hold them on the 1-yard line.
Let's see if they can do it again. They're going to have to stop him at least 3 times here. Offset eye. Handoff. Williams put it on the board. Touchdown, Alaska. Jason Williams has his 2nd touchdown of the game, and that one looked pretty easy.
It really did. It didn't even matter that there were defenders right over the gap he was going through. It just didn't even seem to matter. Just walked right in. Just waltzed in, honestly.
Quick chat shout out. Waddle Cochran, Dabs for Davis, Mighty RX, Marquise Reed, Optimus Klein, Steel Panther, and Drew Hamilton, and everybody else watching on the SFL Network on YouTube. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us right here on the SFL Network. And the kick extra point is up and good. So with 7:12 to go, 3rd quarter, Alaska extending the lead. It's 24-3. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Now, you got to think this next drive for Vancouver Levant has to be the one where they break out of the funk they've been in for about the last 2 quarters.
It really is, because now we've entered that little period of the game where they do start to come back alive. But the key thing here, and we mentioned it earlier in the game, is that they don't tend to score past 20 points, and the score is already 24-3.
Major key. He ran a long way to get an extra couple of yards out to the 21-yard line. Made a couple of moves, made a stiff arm, and he's trying to impress on the special teams side. Hasn't done as much. He's gotten up about to the 100 return yards mark, so not the worst return day for him. And the pressure is really on Mark Biddix right here, as he'll stand under center. Two receivers each side and Cody Hill in the backfield. He'll get the ball on first down, running through everybody. Stiff arms the man, and he's gone. He's got that breakaway speed up past the 50 to the 40. There's only one man that can catch him to the 20. 15, 10, 5, shoestring tackle. No, thank you. Goodbye, touchdown, Legion. Put it on the board. Cody Hill, wow, 80-yard touchdown.
And this is the sort of thing they need right here. Look at Cody Hill just following his blocks and then going off to the races. Get off me. Here we go. And there was only one man that could have stopped him. And it just absolutely floundered there. That's terrible defense there to just look at that again. Just absolute demolition. Just hit him straight in the throat, down the sideline, down the field, and then just a terrible attempt at tackling there. Like, how do you do that? How do you just throw your whole body at nothing but air there?
I think that's a testament to Cody Hill's explosive speed more than anything else, because Ryan Davidson at 6'4", 205 in his second season in the SFL, he is no slouch when it comes to tackling on the defensive end. But he just got completely burned, and he made a last gasp attempt to try and get anything out of that play, and Hill was just too far gone. And we said Vancouver needed a spark, and that's a big spark. We could see some fire now from Vancouver after that.
They're honestly going to need it, and now it's up to their defense to, help out Big Brother out there. You see the offense just got off the field. Now you want to put them right back on it. You have to get the ball back somehow, some way.
The first step on the road to recovery for Vancouver at 80-yard. Cody Hill run for a touchdown, and now, if you're Ron Cochran in the Alaska Storm, you see that. Now you're back on the field just about 45 seconds after you left it the last time. And how do you feel after your defense gave up that play?
Well, if you're Alaska, you know that you still have control of the scoreboard. You have control of the clock again now, and you have been effective on offense. So as long as you just don't give the ball away or have your drive end, you should be fine if you're them.
Hand off up the middle, and Jason Williams says, hey, you can have a big run. I can have a big run as well. And Williams has 2 touchdowns on the day. The short yardage back has been probably the most efficient part of an already efficient Alaska offense so far.
Going back, to the run earlier, he's doing all that on a broken hand. Hill is a broken finger.
It makes it just a little bit more impressive. Another handoff to Williams, and he broke a tackle and got free, diving forward a first down. It took Major Key up from the safety spot, from the corner spot, rather, to come up and stop him. But a fresh set of downs for Alaska, and I think this is a smart thing to do if you're Max Paul in the Alaska Storm. You got the other team is riled up. They're excited to slow the pace of the game down, continue to grind it out. We've got 5 minutes and 15 seconds left, and he's going to get the ball for the third time in a row is Williams. He's going to get 3 yards on that play, but just slow the pace of the game down a little bit. Take the air out of their sails and just continue what you're doing. You're up by 14 points. You've still got a big cushion.
And not only that, but you want them to control the time. If you're them, you want to control the time of possession, and you probably just also want to score here.
2 to the right, 1 to the left on 2nd and 7. Cochran all day to throw, but he went for the one-on-one coverage matchup, and the ball was knocked away. It was intended for Robert Merrill, but it was a little underthrown, and Trey Lawson, who has a pick to his name already in this game, got there first.
I've been really impressed with Lawson so far. He played the ball perfectly there. There's really two things you could do there. You can play the ball, you can play receiver. He played the ball, he did the right thing too.
3rd down and 7 now. Got to get to the 40-yard line, or the 45-yard line, and they're going to go well past that if that pass was complete, but it is not. And guess who? Trey Lawson, another pass defended. He's been all over the place today, and June Tutu will come out for only the 2nd time today to do the punting.
Let's just look at how sticky the coverage is. In front of his receiver, in front of the pass, almost had a pick again. Just look at him. When you're in front of the receiver like that, if you're a quarterback, you should be thinking, he is not open. I need to keep going down my progressions. Why would you throw it there?
A couple of forces on consecutive plays by Cochran, and maybe he was rattled a little bit by the big Cody Hill run, and a little eager to answer it back, but this time Vancouver gets a stop, only gave up 1 first down. They're going to get decent field position as Tutu punts from his own 35. And that ball is returned by Key up to the 17-yard line. And now Vancouver, you did it once, now you're going to have to do it again. And plus, you're not going to get the giant play on every drive. You're going to have to grind out a drive sometimes, something we've not really seen them be able to do so far today.
Well, they're going to have to start figuring that out on this drive, or else they're going to run out of time soon.
Here is Biddick, short drop, pressure coming, throws to the far side. That pass is complete, 2 yards picked up by Trevor Farrell.
Now, if you're Biddick's here, you want to continue doing that. You want to just manage the game. You also want to go down the field, but you want to manage the game and just get a drive in your system for once. Get down the field, get some points. Build some confidence.
And keep in mind, Mark Biddick has had pressure in his face basically every play. He's never really had a clean pocket in this game. But this time he gets a pretty good one, flares it out to Hill, who's got some running room, stiff arm close to the first down marker, and he gets it. Pushes past Ryan Davidson and gets a first down.
Now, I honestly have to praise Cody Hill's toughness here. Let's just look at this again. Now, watch when he goes for the stiff arm here. That may be the injured hand, and he still goes for it. I have to admire plays like that, even if they don't end up really working. You still gotta praise the toughness and resiliency of a player like that.
I mean, he's on a hot streak right now. He thinks he needs to take the game into his hands, and if it gets him back in the game, why not? Here is Biddick, flares it out to Hill again. He's got a blocker, and he weaves his way up for a 4-yard gain, brought down by DJ Majesty.
I really think he's going to start getting on fire now. I mean, look at that. He even waited for his blocker, did the right thing. Held the ball with both hands. Lowered his shoulder. He's doing all the things he needs to do his back right now.
I formation. Biddick flares it out to Hill again. More running room, but this time the block was missed out in front of him. He only got 4 yards. And that's really not Cody Hill's fault that time.
No, I don't think it was. I mean, when you have 3 defenders and just 1 blocker, you're just outmatched. Now, could have done something other than lower his head there, but, he did what he did.
Important play coming up for the all-black clad Legion. 3rd down into another flip to Hill, who's got plenty of room to grab the first down up past the 40 to the 43-yard line. A gaggle of red jerseys brought him down, but we've seen this play again about 4 or 5 plays in a row, and Alaska really doesn't have an answer for it right now.
Well, no, when you're bringing that much pressure and you're getting beat by, passes to the flats and a screen play like that one is, that's exactly how it is that you beat blitz and how you beat pressure. So, no, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're not going to have an answer to it.
Look at all the red jerseys up right on the line of scrimmage here. Well, they're going to only send 5, but another flare out to Hill. He's got some running room. Stiff arm attempt doesn't work that time. 6-yard gain. This time Ryan Davidson wins the one-on-one battle out there.
Well, they only sent 5, but the hat count was about probably their whole defense. It looked about 9. 9 hats. And here they are coming up with almost all of them again.
I was going to say, only the 2 safeties are outside the box. And they're going to run it again to Hill out of the backfield. First down. He took a licking, but he got the first down. And I think what Alaska's going for now is just knock him out at this point. You know, you can't stop him up front. So
that could actually just continue to play into Vancouver's hands. They want you now to bring that pressure. They want their... Just keep watching. Trust me.
Offset eye. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. And Biddix, this time Hill gets a handoff, and he's going backwards. He lost 2 yards. Great read there by DJ Majesty. He gets his second tackle of the drive, and that's just a good defensive scheme coming up against an offense that wasn't prepared for the run blitz.
Well, this is the sort of battle we're looking at now. This is literally war in the trenches.
2nd and 12, Biddix. This time he's got plenty of time. He's going to throw, and he threw it just a bit too far in front of Trevor Farrell, who dove for it, couldn't come up with the catch. 3rd down and 12. And we've seen it time and time again, Levant, when it's not just this game across the entirety of the season. When the Legion get down in this area of the field, sort of the midfield, 50 to the start of the opponent red zone, they just kind of stall out. But we'll see what happens here. It's all on the arm of Mark Biddix on 3rd down and 12. He's flanked by backs. Only a single receiver each side. Plenty of coverage down the field. Wide open, busted coverage. Goodbye. Trevor Farrell put it on the board. Vancouver touchdown.
And this is finally what they've been looking for all game. Something in the passing game. Look at absolutely blown coverage. That was either that or the play they call just beat that zone entirely. Farrell is one that you should never leave that open. He had probably a country mile of space.
The 3rd safety on the depth chart was out there, Ramel Hernandez. And some disconnect happened out there between Hernandez and Tobin. And nobody covered Trevor Farrell. And Trevor Farrell said, "Thank you, I will take 6 points," and now 7 points as Eric Walsh puts it up and through. And my friend, we've got a ball game. It's 24-17 with 1:30 to go in the 3rd quarter.
That we do. And I'm sure some of the folks at home, especially Vancouver fans, are very pleased with how they're coming out in this second half.
Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard presented by ScoreStream, the official live scoring app of the Simulation Football League. Right here, it's 24-17, Alaska over Vancouver. Mexico leads 20-13 at the start of the 4th quarter over the Sharks of San Francisco. And Tulsa leads Alaska 13-9 in a defensive battle in the middle of the 3rd quarter in Tulsa. If you want up-to-the-minute score updates from around the league, download the ScoreStream app on the Apple. I'm going to start that again. Download the ScoreStream app from the iPhone or Android App Store. As Jason Williams goes up the middle and fights through everybody. He's taking them all on. He got 11 yards, first down, up to the Alaska 40.
And that, once again, is just the advantage of being able to hit the holes sooner than a normal running back would. Once it opens up, as you see, okay, first tackler's missed. The second one has to just put his whole body weight into him. The real key here is how soon a fullback of his caliber can hit that hole. They're closer to the holes. And when you have that type of speed, which is rare in a fullback, you're almost always going to hit.
A minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Ron Cochran looking to fend off the hard-charging Vancouver Legion, who have roared to life here in the 3rd quarter. That pass was good for 7 yards out to Jason Williams in the flat. As we tick down towards the start of the 4th quarter, what must be going through the minds of Max Paul and the rest of the Alaska sideline? And I get you after this play here is a handoff goes Williams' way, and he slips by a tackler and gets through everybody across the 50 all the way to the 39-yard line as well. They'll eventually mark him. I thought they had him dead to rights behind the line of scrimmage, but Jason Williams says, no, I'm just going to go all the way out past midfield.
And when the middle of the field has been as soft as it's been all day, and you just have absolutely crushing hits like that one, when he trucked. Well, I haven't quite seen who that was that he hit, but hit pretty well. And when you're able to do that on a consistent basis like he has been in this game, he might just have to get the keys to the car right now.
Trips left, single right. It's a fake to him, and it leaves Optimus Klein pretty much wide open there on the far side, but he couldn't turn upfield. Optimus Klein up to 62 yards today. We have reached the end of the third quarter. Put your fours up, ladies and gentlemen. We've got 11 minutes to go, and we've got a tight ball game. Alaska 24. Vancouver has come roaring back. They've got 17. This is the SFL presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us.
Now, to get to the point you're asking me to make, Max Paul is probably actually pretty calm right now. Still has the lead. He's marching down the field. Probably not worried.
On 2nd and 2, Cochran wide open at the far side. That's the same play we saw in the last play. And it gets the same result, about 8 yards and a first down to the 24-yard line of Vancouver.
I guess the only thing that he might be thinking about is that he just needs to capitulate this drive with a score. That's all he probably wants. Any type of score. Just try to put a dent in Vancouver's momentum.
Well, they are solidly in Brad Brechet's field goal range now, but I'm sure they want 6, not 3, and going long for the end zone, incomplete. Great defense by Major Key. We in one-on-one coverage. Sorry, that's Marquise Reed. 32-23, same difference, but Marquise Reed actually made the play, and I think that Cochran's got to be lucky that he didn't get picked off there, because that was criminally underthrown. Now 2nd down and 10 from the 24-yard line. Cochran looking, throwing short to Julian out of the backfield. He'll get 4 yards up to the 20-yard line.
The key here for Alaska is to convert this third down. They've been really good converting third down so far. But this is a vital one to make. It's the difference between having a chance at 6 and having a chance at 3.
And for Vancouver on defense, this is probably more important. Because even though you've had good offense in the last 10 minutes or so, that could dry up at any moment. You want to keep this game as close as possible going down to the end of the game. Cochran looking, Enzo knocked away! Great one-on-one coverage again by Lawson. He has been the star of the Vancouver defense tonight, and he just came up big again.
They've been trying to test the secondary here and there, and just been failing the exam every single time, except for probably twice when they did finally score. But those plays weren't covered by anyone. When receivers have been covered like this, nothing's been being made.
And now Brad Brechet on for the field goal. It is up and right down Main Street from 37 yards. Nobody's missed a kick today. But with two really high-valued kickers in this league, they're interesting spotlight. The holder is the backup quarterback, Cap Rooney. But it's really Brad Brechet who put it up and through. And it's now 27-17, a 10-point ball game. No means over with 10 minutes and 1 second to go. Quick chat shout out. We've got Shan Varner, Ron Cochran, Mighty RX, PX1 Sports, Dabbis Davis, The Trash Car, Major Key, Andrew Hamilton, and everybody else watching on the SFL Network on YouTube. Thank you for spending your Saturday evening with us. And Major Key actually got a block and got all the way out to the 25-yard line before he's brought down by a swarm of red jerseys.
It's one of those plays Vancouver wished they just had another shot at right there with the return. Just, if he would have made some kind of football move to get himself a little more space, he probably had daylight.
We're just waiting for him to break one because he's looked like it all day. He's one or two moves away from getting a big 40, 50-yard return. And Biddix, pressure up the middle. He got it away to Hill, and this is the same thing that was working for Vancouver all of their last drive. Hill a little slow to get up there, but he did get 6 yards.
Like, once again, that's the answer to that much pressure. When you see the hack count, when you see that they're just going to break through every time, all right, fine, I'm going to pass it short. Once you start deciding to cover the flats, you're going to go deep.
Trips right, so Trips left single right, handoff up the middle to Hill. Penalty flag flies in the general vicinity of where a holding call would be, and this would be a terrible setback for Vancouver. Yep, it is holding. Jacob Bennett, the 6'7", 304 tackle, is the recipient of the penalty, and an uphill battle just got even more uphill for Vancouver.
You could put it in that way, or you could say they just got another chance to make a play. There's always two ways to see things like this.
2nd down and 14. Got to get out to the 35-yard line. Ball currently on the 21. Delayed handoff to Hill. Hill fighting through a couple of tackles. Actually got the 4 yards back to the original line of scrimmage, as he made DJ Majesty look like a spin cycle there on that play.
Now, Cody Hill's honestly a fighter. This game has just wowed me with what he's been able to do while injured.
3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Biddix on 3rd down and 10. Lasers over the middle. Incomplete. He had Cade Stevens, but he dropped the ball after he got hit by Andrew Francis.
I almost just hoped I wouldn't have heard that name. But yes, it was Cade Stevens yet again.
And if he had hung on to the ball, that would have been an impressive 3rd down conversion. But now Vancouver is going to have to let more time bleed off the clock. Alaska's going to get the ball back in pretty good field position as this ball is punted by Kingston from about the 15-yard line and up to the Alaska 40 is where Jeff Koa brings it. And now it's about the clock. It's all about the clock.
And with the way that Alaska's been going down the field running the ball, that's going to be rough on Vancouver to stop. And for Alaska, they're going to want to keep going to it because that's the way that they're going to get out of this unscathed at this point.
2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Alaska in the all-red with blue helmets going left to right. Vancouver in the all-black, trying to stop him. Flares out to the far side. That pass is caught. 3 yards on 1st down to Optimus Klein. He's up to 73 yards today. And he's been that man that they've gone to when they need some consistency on offense in the passing game. Second down and 7 coming up now from the 43-yard line. 8 minutes and change to go in the ball game. Alaska up by 10. 2nd down and 7. Another pass out to the flat. This time Williams got it. He turned upfield and got a 1st down up to the 46-yard line. Great gain of about 15 yards when they needed it most. A new set of downs, and the clock continues to run.
You got to see that hit at the end was a true desperation call right there. He was trying to get that ball loose and just was unable to do so.
Now into Vancouver territory at the 46-yard line. 3 receivers left. He's looking that way as Cochran. It's tipped up in the air and off the helmet of Trey Lawson. And the way his game is going tonight, you almost expected him to take that one out of the air.
I just feel like as soon as he tipped it, he just lost track of where it went, hit him in the helmet. And then, when that happens, you tend to want to look up, try to be like, well, where did it go? Where did it go? And you don't have a chance to even reach for it.
Now 2nd down and 10. Cochran has flirted with destiny a couple of times today. He's going to get a clean pocket, fire over the middle. That's another 1st down out to the 33-yard line. 13 yards, great catch. Jason Julian hasn't had many catches today. I think that's only his 4th. But all 3 of them have been in clutch situations like that one.
That's very true, and I just feel like part of the issue here for Vancouver, honestly, and why these passes are being made and distributed is that they're just not getting enough pass rush there. I'm starting to notice that on every play, they're just getting beat.
Two in the backfield, but Cochran's going to throw. He's going to throw it long. It's picked off this time. Vancouver got the break they needed. They're going to get the ball back. Alaska's not going to score. And Major Key gets the interception. A major play out of Key.
And what a sweet song this is for them to be singing right now. This is exactly what they need out of their defense. Finally, they get another stop, and now they can try to orchestrate their offense down the field now that they have the ball back.
Mark Biddix now, all the pressure on his shoulders. From his own 21-yard line, 6:45 to go, down by 10. Biddix looking, pressure coming, he throws it over the middle, and room to run after the catch, up past the 35 to the 37-yard line. Trevor Farrell, big catch over the middle, big gain. But he stays in bounds, the clock continues to run, and remember, Vancouver only has 2 timeouts because of the earlier challenge in the second half.
I felt like they sent their whole 7 there, but this time they did a good job of max protecting and giving him time in the pocket to throw.
Offset eye, receiver each side, and Biddix will change the play at the line. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go and counting. In the fourth quarter of today's ball game, handoff goes through the counter to Hill, and Hill will pick up 4 yards on first down, up to the 41-yard line.
No, it's very interesting that he decided to kill the play and go to a run there. You know, when you come out of the hut, you usually have 2 plays that you come out with. Your main one and the one you kill to. In this situation, I'm not sure why he ran it there.
Heavy set, second down and 6. Quick flare out to the... Oh, what a move! At a great strength, the first down for Cody Hill. I thought that Nate Bryant, the linebacker, had him dead to rights behind the line of scrimmage, but he dragged him for 5 yards and a first down to the Vancouver 48-yard line.
I guess the whole thing for them right now is that if it's not broke, even if it kind of is, you don't need to fix anything.
5 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Pressure all in the face of Biddix. He got hit as he threw, but a 9-yard gain again in the flat for Cody Hill. And we've said it a couple times tonight. He was out for most of the first and second quarter with a hand injury. He taped it up, got back in the game, and he's been the workhorse so far in the second half for the Vancouver Legion. Second down and less than a yard to go. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Here's another flare out. Hill looking for the first down, and he's got it. But he did not get out of bounds. Clock continues to run, and here comes the up-tempo offense with Vancouver with 4 minutes and 30 seconds left. First down and 10 from the Alaska 41-yard line. They're into plus territory. Another play to Cody Hill. Ooh, he got wrong-footed and ran a couple yards the wrong way, but he does pick up positive yardage and get out of bounds, more importantly. 4 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and the clock stops.
And that's the most important part of that whole sequence, is that finally, for once, a short play goes and stops the clock.
Mark Biddix, 213 yards and a touchdown here tonight. He hasn't had a bad day by any stretch of the imagination. Short drop, looking over the middle into the soft zone coverage, and he's got a first down. Big catch out there. I think that was Trevor Farrell who hauled that one in again, and they're going to quickly set it up. Just about 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Moves in the pocket, hit as he throws the ball, bounces off the hands of the receiver Kyle Cobb, and hits the turf, and that was almost a disaster there for Vancouver.
That's got to be absolutely frustrating. You're starting to build momentum. You're going down the field. You try to trust your other receivers, and they let you down. Can't be doing that in the fourth quarter, son.
Clock stops at 4 minutes, 3 seconds to go. They're on the Alaska 29-yard line. Biddix, short drop, hit as he threw, and that was lucky that wasn't a sack, as Thomas got in there and hit Biddix as he was throwing the ball. Third down and 10, and Well, Levant, I'm going to leave it up to you. What do you do here? Do you go to the sticks and just try to get a first down, or do you go to the end zone?
I go to the end zone. You have to go to the end zone here. You've been hitting them down in the body. You got to go for the head now.
4 wide, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Middix in the shotgun. Looks like they will go deep. Middix going deep. Down the sideline. Caught. Brett Killian. Put it on the board. Touchdown. Vancouver is still alive.
You know, when I'm right, I'm right. Let me tell you why. Look at this man. Proving me right. Brett Killian with the catch. Right there. Showed him the ball. Caught it in front of the defender and showed him that he's going to make a play. Proving me right.
Vancouver, pending the extra point by Eric Walsh, is within 3 points. And the kick is good. It's 27-24. 3 minutes, 54 seconds left on the clock. We have got ourselves a fantastic finish. If you know somebody that is a part of the league, or even not a part of the league, and just loves a good game of football and is not in here watching this game, get him in here. Let's skyrocket this viewer count in the last 4 minutes of this ball game, because a ball game like this deserves it. Kickoff on the way. Jeff Como waiting back to receive from the 10-yard line. He's going to bring it up to the 27, and that is where Ron Cochran will have to lead the Alaska Storm down the field to try and run out this clock.
And this is where it's been hurting them so far in this half. Right here, several times they've come out of these possessions without a score. Okay, they have the advantage of the clock. This defense looks fierce right now.
Heavy set up first down. Oh, they jumped. Vancouver jumped, and it's going to be an offsides penalty. And I think you take it here and get the first down and 5.
I think you do too, really. Honestly, once again, these are just things you have to do. You have to accept these penalties. You want to give me free yards? I'll take that. I'll take that every day of the week. Take that to the bank. Cash that check in every time.
And they will accept the penalty. Red Ross, defensive end, jumped early, got fooled by the count. And Andy Hamilton, you know, is not happy about that. He's a fundamentals guy over there on the Vancouver sideline. And now on first down and 5, all the room in the world for Alaska to play with. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go in the game. Handoff, Williams, dragging defenders, first down. 7-yard gain up to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, this is what you're going to have to do now. You see the clock, you see the situation, you got to get into your 4-minute offense, you got to start going down the field, probably get yourself into field goal range, get maybe 3 or 6, but definitely start milking this clock for all it's got.
Yeah, Vancouver, you have to pressure Vancouver into a point where they have to use their timeouts on defense as Williams gets the ball, again gets 3 yards before he's brought down by... Can't really see who made that tackle. I'm going to guess it was the linebacker J.J. McClain. And yes, it was. 3 minutes to go and counting. Alaska milking this clock for all it's worth. We're going to get the 2-minute warning here in a couple of plays. 2nd down and 7. Cochran going to let this clock roll all the way down inside of 5 seconds. Cochran going to throw, plenty of time, looking, pass, caught, first down in Vancouver territory, Robert Merrill.
You know, I'm probably as shocked as he is. You look at him after the play, he's like, wow, I was actually open this once. Look at him. Just destroyed them on the route run there, and actually had probably like 5 or 6 yards of separation from his coverage team. And just like, I haven't had that all day.
He did have about a step and a half of Xander Mack. Now, if you're Alaska, looking to get into field goal range maybe, 2:38 to go. Cochran, long drop, throwing over the middle. That pass is complete. First down as it was stretched across the sticks by Klein again.
I have to say that was a little bit of low effort. Not sure if there was Evan Carroll or someone there, but as I'm sure you saw, he was standing there and he was in the line of the pass. You gotta get your hands up in those situations.
Another first down, this time to the Vancouver 37, and they're on the edge of field goal range. First down and 10. This will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Vancouver only down by 3, but Alaska's got the ball and are driving deep into the Legion territory. Can the Vancouver defense hold, or will Alaska go to 7-0? Find out next on the SFL, presented by APM Music on YouTube. Stay with us. This is going to be an intense last 2 minutes of this ball game. Ron Cochran and the Alaska Storm in a dogfight with the 2-4 Vancouver Legion. 2 minutes to go. Cochran back to pass. Looking, has to step up in the pocket. There's a dart over the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. That was intended for Merrill.
It's just once again, he's been efficient so far in this game, but most of his mistakes have been, 1, unforced, and 2, always into multiple coverage.
Hasn't been really the banner day for Cochran. He's been picked off twice. He has 1 passing touchdown, but he was inside the 5 when he threw it. Now he's got a receiver to each side. He's going to go to the near side. That pass is complete to Nordellis out of the backfield. Vancouver calls their second timeout with 1:51 to go. And this could be for all the marbles, this 3rd down and 4.
Also, for those of you just joining us, Vancouver lost a challenge earlier in the half, and this is why they're down to 2 instead of having all 3.
And when they lost the timeout to the challenge, we did mention that this could be a close game coming down to the wire. They could need that timeout. And, we may just see that timeout come back to haunt them as Jason Williams goes backwards. He didn't get there for the first time in this game. Vancouver calls their final timeout. They will hold the Alaska Storm to just a field goal attempt with 1:49 to go. They're going to have a chance to get a touchdown to win the game.
Sometimes there's that phrase, there's a first for everything. And in this game, he hasn't gone backwards, probably not even once this whole game. Maybe. I'll go back and check. But
it's going to be a long field goal here for Breshett. He got it away. It's good. 47 yards right down Main Street. Brad Breshett continues to be perfect on the day. And it is a 6-point Alaska lead.
Okay, so to confirm, he's only gone backwards twice. And that the second time here was very vital for Vancouver. Now, what they're going to need to do on this drive is score.
It all comes down to this. Mark Biddix, Cody Hill, and the rest of the Vancouver offense, a touchdown wins them the game. Nothing else matters. As Major Key returns it from his own goal line, slips past one man up to the 21-yard line, and they're going to have to go 79 yards.
Once again, I got to give it up to Major Key on this game for his first week of kick returning. He's been on the brink of breaking one probably 2 or 3 times. He just one man to beat and couldn't do it again.
Here we go. 1:39 to go, 79 yards. And a Vancouver win is what's ahead of them. Biddix on first down, fires deep over the middle into coverage. It's tipped, and it hits the turf. Unbelievable. Almost picked off, almost caught. It was bobbled around by a couple of players. Vancouver went for it all in the first play and almost burned him.
And it almost did. And, if you're a Vancouver fan right now, your heart must have went in 2 different directions. It must have sunk and then rose when you found out it hit the turf and no one grabbed it.
2nd and 10 from the 21-yard line. 1:35 to go. That only took 4 seconds off the clock. Biddix back to throw again. Pressure in his face. He got the pass away, and it's caught up by midfield at the 47-yard line. Big play. Big play, Trevor Farrell. He's made some huge catches today, including a touchdown catch earlier in the quarter. Short drop, fires, over the middle, caught Brett Killian, down to the 30-yard line. 1:13 left, here comes the up-tempo offense, they're still going. Unbelievable. Here they go, they get set. 1:05 to go. Biddix throwing, sideline, caught, but he couldn't get out of bounds. Under a minute to go now. Down inside the 20 to the SFL, presented by APM Music Red Zone for what could be the final time of the ball game. 50 seconds to go. Biddix, short, and Farrell. He didn't get out of bounds, but he got a first down at the 5-yard line. First and goal for the Legion. 40 seconds to go now. Biddix looking, pressure, he's sacked at the 10, back at the 11-yard line. They got to get to the line and spike the ball with 30 seconds to go. And now Biddix, he's ready. He's going to make a play. 24 seconds, goes to the sideline. Trevor Farrell didn't get out of bounds. Third down and goal. They're going to have to go for it or spike it. 15 seconds to go. They're waiting for everybody to get back to the line. Snap, 12 seconds to go, and he's sacked again. That could be the ball game. Fourth down and goal. They got to get a playoff. 5 seconds to go. Can they get the playoff? 3, 2, they get the playoff. This one's for all the marbles. He's going to throw to the end zone.
Oh my
It's a
God!
The ball game is over. Alaska survived 30-24. Unbelievable. The game was in the hands of the receiver, and he dropped the ball in the corner of the end zone. Ball game over. Alaska wins. Alaska remains undefeated.
I cannot believe what I just saw. Honestly, it was down to the very ends of a wire. This game started off like it didn't have much going for it, but in the end, it was a firecracker. I swear to you, it was.
It came down to the last drive. It came down to the final 2 seconds of the ball game. Alaska survives 30-24. Levant, final thoughts.
No thoughts. This is one of those games where it was, I like using the phrase, it was a tale of two halves, it was slow at the beginning. No, what it really was, honestly, this whole game, I'm just going to summarize it with one word: dropped.
That is it from us. And from the Eye in Vancouver, for Andy Hamilton, and Levant Mercer, my partner in the booth, I have been your play-by-play commentator, Michael Truillo, saying see you next time, and join us on Twitch tonight for Sunday Night Football. We'll be back later.